Hey, I'm Dan O'Connell and welcome to Launched at Red Bull Studios. We're busy showcasing 10 of the bands and artists that we believe are essential listening for 2012, and we're expecting some big things for the year ahead. Let's talk about your first kind of musical influences. Who inspires you?
Should we do the back and the front?
Yeah, we can do that.
We'll do the back and the front. Frank Zappa.
Cat and Beefheart.
It's like a musical game of mallet's mallet. Keep going.
Neil Young.
The Who.
Led Zeppelin.
Deep Purple.
Whackaday!
Oh, fuck!
It's an interesting one because your first proper gig was only at the end of August as Theme Park. It's less than 6 months. And you're doing your first bit of TV. How does that feel?
Things seem to happen quite quickly for bands these days anyway. Like, it doesn't feel like it's been exceptionally fast. I think looking at, like, around lots of the other bands, it feels like everyone sort of comes up at that kind of quite quick pace.
For people who are, let's say, unfamiliar with the band, how would you describe the sound? For me, personally, there's a reference point. Talking Heads, David Byrne, there's some of that in there.
I think whenever an interviewer brings it up and they're like, sort of tiptoe, like, oh, does it sound maybe a little bit like Talking Heads? I
can't believe you've had that so much already. You're going to get that a lot
I
this
think
year.
that the first song we put out was Milk.
How did you come up with the name, by the way? Nicky and the Dove. Just because I've spent the day with you now, I kind of thought I might draw on something or pull something out of the hat and think, oh, that must be it. But there's nothing, you know? Gustav, Marlin, there's no Nicky. Where did it come from?
Well, you know what? We kind of want to keep that a secret.
Come on.
If you talk too much about your name, you sort of empty it. We should just keep it to ourselves. We know what we mean with it, and it stands for things that we want to come through in the music, but yeah.
If I find out that you've told somebody else, I would be mad. Being brothers, is there a chance we're going to see kind of Gallagher-esque infighting at some point in the future?
We've been quite close to our lives, so
I think it's useful having like some unconditional love flying around the band environment as well. Because I can get like, you know, if you're short-tempered or something, or if you do get in a bad mood, I know that I can take it out on Marcus and he'll forgive me. Whereas other members, I can't do that with other members of the band.
So you're more Bee Gees than Oasis?
I don't know what the Bee Gees vibe was, but I'd imagine so.
It was love.
Okay,
it was love,
okay,
Miles.
yeah.
That's what I get from you guys. Love. Do you remember the first proper track you wrote?
I don't actually. I'm sure it's nothing that you've missed out on, so don't worry.
Go on, give us a little line. There must be like a little line.
There's nothing in my memory about the first song I ever wrote.
Convenient.
Yeah, how convenient.
Hello and welcome to XFM and Coors Light Rocks the Mountains. Nowhere near the mountains right now, but for the last 4 weeks we have been in Val d'Isère with some of the best new bands in the UK. Fenix Solar, Frankie and the Heartstrings. We had Blood Red Shoes and Chapel Club play in Val d'Isère. If you missed any of it, here are the best bits.
Probably one of the best new bands around right now, Val d'Isère. Please welcome Frankie and the Heartstrings.
Okay, everybody, welcome to XFM and Coors Light Rocks the Mountains here in Val d'Isère with Frankie and Dave from Frankie and the Heartstrings. So the album's out at the end of February. Exciting times for everybody?
Yeah, probably the most exciting thing that's ever happened in my life. I've not done much, to be honest. Like, spent a lot of it unemployed and unhappy. So it's, yeah, we've made an album that we think is our greatest hits.
I've got to say, dude, like, seriously, that is some energy you've got on stage and you keep it up all the way through. Yeah. It tires me out just watching. I love it. I absolutely love it.
You want to see him off stage? It's ridiculous. You know Bailey's book going now? It does my head in.
I do
just
that
this all day, and Tapmany's just like a Labrador that needs riddling. It does me head in. I love him to bits and that, but like, you never stop.